Hi Footprinters, Chrissy here. Today we're going to look at what's in store for day 2 of the Republican Convention. I'll just bring that down a little bit more. Okay, just because there's a lot of light there. I'm also going to look at Kayleigh McEnany, Matt Gaetz, and yeah, so I'll look at those today. I was watching a few clips about the convention, not the convention itself. John Jr.'s girlfriend, Kinsley Guilfoyle, gave this big speech where she yelled at everybody, and she had this really tight mouth about it, and she was yelling, and she had her arms out like this, and it was like, oh my goodness, does she think she's in a stage musical or something? Like, you know, I've got, you know, apparently she was married to the California governor, Gavin Newsom, and boy was she punching above her weight, honestly. Anyway, if you want a good laugh, go and watch her. It was just hilarious and scary all at the same time, but otherwise, yeah. But anyway, so we'll make a start here and get straight into it. Kayleigh McEnany. Now I was out shopping today, and there's a new shop opened up at Clarkson shopping area there, and a few weeks back, and I went in to check it out, and I came across these cards, Woman in the Moon Tarot. They're bright, they're colourful, they're only the arcanas have pictures on it, only the major arcanas have pictures on it, otherwise it's but I really like them, and they're created to share by a local woman here in Perth called Angela Dicker. And here we go, Woman in the Moon Tarot, and she's done some other tarot decks as well. And if you go to my community page, yes, I've started I'm going to use it. You'll see I've put a comment there, and it's got the web address for her store, star code. So yeah, and star code. So it's www.starcode.net.au. And I really love the colours and the vibrancy of this deck, and she has keywords on them as well, so you know, they're just, they really attracted me immediately. And so they're called Woman in the Moon Tarot, and if you go to her store, you'll see her store there. So yeah, and she's here in Perth, but she does ship internationally. Okay, so just because you're in, you know, if you want to get them, she will send them to you overseas. So anyway, so I think what we're going to start off with is Kayleigh McEnany. Let's have a look at her. What's going on with her? What's in store with her? Oh, the other thing is she's got here this little spread called The Bridge, a simple card layout. So I'm going to use that for the look at the Republican Convention Day 2. So that'll be interesting. So Kayleigh McEnany, what's happening with her? Let's have a look. We'll do a cross on her. So we'll put the thing down. Hopefully you'll see the cards better than my previous video. So as usual, I go through and I touch every card, and I sort through them and put them into piles, and I touch every card and look at every card, and Yeah, on the bottom of the deck for her, a tower. So, change, unexpected events, disruption. And the thing is too, is if the cards are reversed, she's got reverse meanings as well. So, you know, but I haven't got any of these cards reversed. So we're going to do a cross for her. The World, completion, new pathways. Her time in the White House is coming to an end. I think she knows it. What is her challenge? The Chariot. Success despite obstacles. That is the challenge for her. Finding success. I mean, yeah. Well, we can imagine why it might be a challenge. What's at the base of the reading for her? 10 of Swords. Endings, ruin, and new beginnings. So, ruin and new beginnings. Again, this links back to the World card. Endings, new beginnings, ruin. But she's in a position of not a good position, defending the indefensible. And people are going to find that hard to, there's just something on the screen there, to understand how she could do that. And this is probably at the basis of the challenges she's going to have. The past actions and how they're affecting, oh my goodness. Intuition, confusion, and dreams. The moon, she's got the moon here. She's just confused about so much. She's she goes with her guts to answer a lot of things, but it just causes confusion, and she thought she had the job of her dreams, but it wasn't. She was there to gaslight. She was there to gaslight. That's all she was there for. She accepted that job, and that's landed her pretty much where she is now, with challenges going forward after this administration is voted out. At the moment, she is 8 of Wands, progression, travel, end of delays, movement. I think she's looking to move away. I think she's looking at her opportunities away from the White House. So, I don't know how much that is. Her immediate future is the 6 of Cups, nostalgia, goodwill, inner child. Well, the 6 of Cups is she's going to have to go and play on people's goodwill. Maybe she can get back with Fox or whatever, but she's going to have to go and say, oh, remember all this good stuff I did for you, play on their goodwill and stuff to try and secure a future of some sort, because she's not very old. She's got a long way yet in her working life to go. What's in her environment at the moment? The 9 of Swords, worry, anxiety, and suffering. Yeah, she is, she's really worried about her future. Really, really worried about her future. What do other people see? Other people see, quite simply, the Fool. The Fool. These are great cards. I love the naivety of them. I love the simple drawings, but there's so much more to these drawings than anything. Enthusiasm. They see someone who's enthusiastic, but she's just been a fool. You know, and they just see someone who's could have done better elsewhere. You know, was as foolish to take this job on. What are her hopes and fears? The Page of Cups. She's got unexpected offers, youthful, artistic. She's emotional news also. The Page of Cups can be emotional news. So she's looking for good news. She's hoping for good news, but she's fearful that she might not get the good news she wants. Whether this is to do with the Trump campaign or her own personal future. I'd say it's with her own personal future. What's her outcome at the moment? Oh, her outcome is she's going to have to pay the devil a due. It's due. What are the words? What's here? Living in the self-entrapment, and it's, yeah, so she's put herself in that position, and she's going to have to live with it. So her outcome is not looking too good. She's going to have to pay her dues all over again. She's going to have to, basically, people are not going to want her put her into a high-paying spokesperson position. She might even have to go right back to the start and start at the bottom again and prove herself all over again. Yeah, she's not in for a good time. So that's Kayleigh McEnany. I saw a bit of Matt Gaetz's. He so looks like a friggin' maniacal Ken doll. That boy looks like a maniacal Ken doll. Like, I'm Ken and I'm going to take over the world. You know, I've got Barbie chained up in the basement because that's where she belongs in my world. She's a woman. She's chained up in the basement, and where she's got a stove where she cooks all my meals and puts them in a dumbwaiter and pulls them up to me, so I don't even have to look at her. She does all my clothes, she does all my laundry and cooks all my meals and puts them in a dumbwaiter and sends them up to me. I don't even have to look at her that way. Yeah, maniacal Ken doll. That's what he reminds me of. So things aren't looking that good for Kayleigh McEnany. Oh, turn the card upside down. So how are they looking for Matt Gaetz? He's got that much gel in his hair, a brick wall could fall on him and it'd just bounce off. Okay. Oops. Okay, what's happening with Matt Gaetz? 8 of Wands, progression, travel, movement away. What's going on here? Oh, the Chariot. Again. Success despite obstacles. He's facing a lot of obstacles. Letting his state burn up with the coronavirus and not doing anything. Movement. He feels like he's really making way with his degree. He's really making progress with his career, despite all the obstacles that other people put in his way. Ooh. 7 of Swords is his challenge. Now this is deceptive behaviour and avoidance. His challenge is to not avoid responsibility, but that's his nature, is to avoid responsibility and to hide things and be deceptive about things. So his challenge is just basically his nature. To overcome his natural instinct to avoid responsibility and to do things in an underhanded way. Nine of Cups is at the base of it. Contentment, generosity, pleasure. Everything he does is for his own pleasure. Everything he does is to satisfy himself and indulge himself. And yeah, it's all about him, all about how to make him, and all about how he can play on other people's generosity. That's the base of him. What is past actions leading up to the moment? The Knight of Coins. Responsibility, steady, and good news. I feel this should be reversed. So I'm going to read the reverse meaning here. The reverse meaning is overcautious, insensitive, and egotism. The insensitive and egotism. He is so insensitive. He's continued to blindly say, everything's fine in my state. His insensitivity has just, not helped at all. He hasn't helped his state at all. He hasn't helped the people in his state who are dying and getting sick and are likely to suffer far-reaching consequences from this virus, some of which we're only just starting to discover. Basically the lad is a waste of, he's not using his position as he should, and that's showing in what's happening in his state. What's above him? How's he feeling at the moment? Seven of Cups, confusion, wishful thinking, and dreams. He's gaslighting, basically. He is gaslighting. He's got up there at that ridiculous thing. Rachel Maddow said, look, the convention is basically technically over once they nominated him. They haven't even drawn up a new platform for the next 4 years. They're just saying, we're going to do the 2016 platform. How is that doing the best for your constituents and Republicans in the country and stuff like that? It's not. It's complete laziness. It's absolutely lazy. And this guy's going up and he's doing his fair share to gaslight and try and divert from that fact that they couldn't even bother to sit down and work on a new platform for the next 4 years. They're just using the same one from 2016, which is ridiculous considering the state of things now is so vastly different from 2016. What is in his immediate future? All worry, anxiety, and suffering. The same as with Kayleigh McEnany. That is really interesting. He's in for a bit of a worrying time. What's in his environment at the moment? The Knight of Cups. Idealistic, creative, and new ideas. Creative and new ideas just does not apply to this man. Idealistic does. There's a saying somewhere that there's nothing more dangerous in the world than an idealist. There's no people more dangerous than idealists. And he is an idealist. He has this idealized version of what America should be, and he's all about that. And he'll do anything he can to create that idealized version. And he doesn't care who he hurts or what the consequences are of that. what people see. People see someone who needs to be tempered down, moderation and compromise, somebody who needs to compromise on his ideals. But he never compromises. He never works with others. He does not know the meaning of moderation. He is over the top every time he opens his mouth. And this is what people see as someone who needs to do that. So this is the Temperance card. What are his hopes and fears? The Ace of Cups, love, spirit, attraction, and creativity. He hopes that he can generate love for himself and love for Trump and everything. And he can generate new ideas, and he can generate attraction for himself and generate new ideas and creative further. But of course, emotional dissatisfaction, unhappiness, blocked ideas. But he fears that deep down that he can't do that. That his creative processes will be blocked. You know, yeah, and that I think it's not what he fears. I think he hopes that people see this creative, attractive person, but he fears that they see this unattractive, creatively void person. What is the outcome for Matt Gaetz? King of Swords, assertive, analytical, objective. He's going to have to face a panel and answer for some of his actions. I'll do one more card on his outcome. Page of Cups. He's going to get some emotional news as well. So, yeah, it's not looking all shiny for Matt Gaetz. Make sure they're all up the right way. I really do like these cards. So I really do. The writing can be a little bit difficult, but you know, it's just, you just got to look. But they're great cards. I look at the colours. Look at this. Look at this. This is the back of the cards. They're great. They're really, really bright and colourful. You know, long-time watchers of me will know that I love colour. I love brightness. I love this sort of naivety of drawing. That's not a bad thing. That's not an insult to the artistic talent of them. I just love this style of, you know, I think it's called naive. I don't know, but I just love it. It really reaches out to me, and you know. So we'll put those aside for now, and we'll get out the. So that's Matt Gaetz. Now again, I'm going to look at day 2 of the convention, and I'm going to use Angela's little spread here, the bridge spread, and cut position 1 is current energy of the issue or situation. Position 2 is the heart of the matter. Position 3 is challenge to consider. Position 4 is incoming change, and position 5 is likely outcome or result. So I'm going to use the Steampunk Tarot deck. This is Angela, Star Code. She does jewellery as well as cards. You can see some of the jewellery things she does there. Simply choose keystone that appeals to you the most. Yeah, so she does keystone necklaces, I think they're called, pendants. So, and if you want to email her, it's angela@starcode.com.au. But I put up her site for her shop there. So, let's have a look here. I'm going to try the, rifling the deck together. I'm not very good at it, but some of it better than nothing, doing it a bit. I don't like bending the decks and all that. And we'll shuffle a bit. So, day 2 of the Republican, it's not really a convention anymore. All the delegates, 336 out of what, over 5,000 or whatever. To me, that's not a convention, and that's not a fair nomination process, 336, I don't think that, somewhere between 5 and 10% of all the delegates, that shouldn't stand, but, that's my personal opinion. But technically, the convention's over because they've nominated him, he and Pence, and they've accepted, blah, blah, blah. So really, that's the convention over. They put up their non-platform. So technically, it's over. All the rest is just the Trump show. So I'm not going to call it the RNC now. I'm going to call it day 1 of the Trump show. The RNC's over. It's done. And I do like that it opened up with 37. Day 1. 37 Republicans got online and endorsed Biden, and they that before it started, and they all got online and people watching it and saying we're endorsed Biden. Anyway, day 2 of the RNC, day 1 of the Trump show. Okay, so let's have a look at what's on the bottom. 2 of Wands. Oh, they're stuck for ideas. I understand he's going to be appearing every night. They're stuck for ideas. That's interesting. Anyway, current energy of the situation. Let's have a look. 5 of Wands. A lot of infighting. A lot of infighting. The 5 of Wands. A lot of infighting. Interesting. Conflict and infighting. I do understand from what I've been watching that a lot of his advisors are saying, so don't appear every night. Don't get up there and speak every night. But even his short appearances are an hour of rambling. And so there's a bit of infighting and conflict there. Position 2, the heart of the matter. 4 of Pentacles. He is really skating on thin ice, and he's just... The heart of the matter is he wants to grab a firmer hold on power and on the Republican voters, and he's on thin ice. He's got his really core base who are never going to do anything to go against him, but he's on a lot of thin ice with more moderate, those Republicans that aren't his base. He's on thin ice with them, and that's the heart of the matter with this. This is why he's, he wants to appear to prop things up. The challenge to consider, Queen of Wands, reversed. This isn't about Nancy and Congress at all, this one. This is more about compassion. The Queen of Wands is about compassion, intuitiveness, passion and creativity. This is reversed. None of that. This is about a person who is driven by temper, who lacks intuitiveness, who lacks the empathetic and compassionate component to them. And the challenge to consider is how to make people not see that person. The challenge is to consider how to get them to see the Queen of Wands, or Trump in this case, as should be seen as a compassionate, empathetic, intuitive person. None of those things. And the challenge to consider is how over the next few days to put across a picture of him that is not this shallow, non-sympathetic, non-empathetic, non-compassionate person who is just my way or the highway, throws temper tantrums and everything. What is in the next position is incoming change. Oh, incoming change. So what's incoming for them? Ships about to come in. Ships coming in. The Three of Wands. But is it going to be a good change or a bad change? I think what might be coming in now is sort of feedback from day one. I think that's what we're going to be, they might be looking at too. How did day one go down? How was it received? What can they do to change things? Trump won't let them change things. So they're going to get feedback from things. And this ties back to the Two of Wands here. They're planning, lack of creative ideas, blockage in planning. Yeah, I think this is feedback from the people watching, especially those who want to see the Republicans do better. Like moderate Republicans with a brain, and there are some out, and there are people out there who are Republicans and they have hearts and brains and want the best for their country, and they want to see their party do better. So I think they're going to get some feedback from that. Position 5, likely outcome or result. The Star reversed. Yeah, people, they want to feel hopeful for the future of the Republican Party. That's what they would like. But what is going to come out is to feel less hope for the Republican Party, less, yeah. A lot of people are going to come through back from the day. I just looked at my notes a little bit. There's going to be people that are going to come out, and there's going to be a message come through today from feedback of people don't trust the Republican Party like they used to. Lack of trust, lack of inspiration. So yeah, they're going to get the feedback here, and this is feedback that what they saw yesterday. Just know plan for the next 4 years. The DNC at the DAs, they put forward a platform over the 4 days of the next, just a rough outline, a quick, they didn't spend an awful lot of time on it, but they did indicate, they did talk about what their plans were going to do, what they were going to tackle, and more of that platform is going to unroll between now and the election. No new platform, did not even try, and this is going to lead some Republicans to not trust. So they're going to get feedback, they're going to get a message back from a lot of people. It's not going to be positive. Whether we hear about that or not, that's another issue. But, yeah. So, my darlings, I think this is a fantastic spread. I'm going to keep this card out. Normally I would put them in, but I think this is a great spread, and I'm going to continue to use that when I'm looking at the RNC. Now, I will be on live tomorrow. I'll be on live tomorrow morning, but I'll do another one of these tomorrow evening, looking at day 3 of the convention, and we'll be looking at tomorrow's night's video. We'll be looking at Marco Rubio and Ted Cruz. Okay, so love you all, my darlings. I will see you tomorrow morning when I do my live, and then I'll do another video tomorrow evening. And please look after yourself, take care of yourself, and I love you all, and I'll see you later. Okay, bye-bye.